Hi guys, it's Nancy here. Sorry for the huge gap in my videos. I lost my cable for my camera, so I couldn't actually get them off my camcorder onto my laptop, so that was a little bit annoying. But I am now back with the rest of my videos for my Hey Little Magpie blog post that went up in March. So for this, I'm using the Simple Stories You Are Here collection. I absolutely love it. And it was perfect for my US trip photos. So I knew I wanted to use this photorealistic palm tree one. I actually bought two of these because I like the reverse side as well. But I had this picture of palm trees, so I thought it would work perfectly for this layout. Again, I want to apologise if you didn't watch my previous video. I have moved my camera and not necessarily realised I haven't put it back in the right place. So it is going to be cutting off the bottom of this layout, but most of it's going to be at the top, so you're not going to miss too much. So I'm just taking some bits from the 6x6 paper pad and a few other bits and pieces I've got here just to create some layers. I'm just kind of starting to think about my clusters and how I want to use the papers. So that yellow triangle is actually what's on the reverse of that palm tree paper. So I'm just looking at the bits and pieces I've got here, and these are an assortment of die cuts and also the 6x6 cut apart sheets. I just kind of pulled one of each of the cut apart sheets out and cut them up and put them in my little embellishments in here, because I find, you know, they're a whole other source of like die cuts really, or small pieces I can use for layering. So I'm just going through and seeing what else I can pull out here. I'm putting some labels. Again, there's some more photorealistic bits kind of tucked in there. Geotags, label bits. So I'm just pulling out anything that I think is going to possibly work on this layout. And as you know, this is a process that I use a lot. And I just find it works best for me to kind of have like a stash of die cuts out, and then I can just go with it. So I'm just cutting a small flag banner on that bottom bit because I don't want to build my cluster up from that. And I really don't want to cover up too much of this paper, because it is beautiful, it's pretty, and I just think it's going to detract from it. And I said I just want to keep that really simple photo. This isn't a page with a lot of meaning. It's more just a beautiful picture that I took while I was on holiday. So, and they're fine to scrap, as well as all the stories. So I'm just adding some mist in the background. I used some white, some grey, and what is the other one? It's the coral. That's the one, the Heidi Swap coral. So I'm just looking through my tags here, and that's where I've stamped out all of the wording that is on my phrase stamps, and it just means that it's a bit easier to look at and to read, so you know what you want to, which one you want to use. So I've taken this one, which I believe is the New Amy Tangerine stamp, and I'm just taking an assortment of colour inks, and these are the ones that mainly go with the collection. So I'm using the peacock feather. I'm going to use something marmalade. I can't remember which one that is. The marmalade one as well. And that's just going to create some words in the background and just add a little bit more texture. I'm just adding a little bit of turquoise mist there as well. So I'm going to stick my main cluster down. And as you can see, I've kind of framed it with all that stamping. And now I'm going to just start building these layers up. And I find when layering, the best thing to do is just stick it down and commit. You know, of course you can lay it all out and then move it, but I found that I was getting myself, I don't know, I was finding that you have to pull everything off and then you're annoyed. Sorry guys, my video cut out. This is just a nightmare. I've last found my cable and now it's not working. So as I was saying, I get annoyed that, you know, when you lift it all off and you try then putting it down and it doesn't look right, and yeah. I used to take pictures of my clustering so I could then put it back on, but it never really worked, so I tend to just go with it and stick it down now. This piece had some text on. Wasn't too worried about if you could see all the text or not. I decided I just liked it as an element, and as you can see, the beautiful sunbeam as well in that picture. I thought the sun die cut and the word sunshine and stuff would work quite well. So I'm just using this little geotag. There's this beautiful map print heart, which I really love. So I put that down. That's a little another photorealistic palm tree bit there, and that's really just going to act as a sort of layer for that wood veneer. I'm going to stick down that little piece that says travel, and I'm going to use that to stamp the date on. I think I end up stamping on there. I'm just adding a few more bits of wording to the side just to make sure that I was all covered. Because that background is muted and I'm putting a lot of bright colours on, I just think that stamping is just going to help tie everything in together. So I'm just looking at my other bits and pieces here now, and I had this map print that I wanted to bring in elsewhere because I had the map print in that heart, and so I've just punched a bit out with one of my circle punchers from another piece of the map paper, so I've just got it in a couple little places, and that's just going to help tie everything in together. So on one of the cards they had like a little saying, and it was on the sort of typed word strips, so I think that's what I'm doing now off camera. I'm just cutting those up, yes I am. So I'm just putting those up, and that's another great thing of, again, using those 6x6 paper pads because they are scaled down. So of course I've used one of those more as a title on my blog post, but this again is a great way of using them up within an embellishment cluster. I also, while cutting it down, used some of the scraps. This is a bit of orange polka dot just to bring some layers around my thing, and that's great. So not going to waste it, let's just add it in there. So now I'm thinking about anything else I can add. I've just added another little bit of orange there. I'm just going to play about with the placement of that heart, because I wanted to make sure you could see the map print, especially as I placed the map print in another couple of places. And so now I'm just going to stick down that wooden heart. We've got that other wood veneer, and that's just going to help balance everything out. And I was trying to work out where I wanted to put this saying. Originally I was going to put it over that side, but it didn't kind of work, and it filled in that space perfectly. And I know it covers up the words on that die cut piece, but actually you can still see that it says sunshine. And I'm not too bothered about layering text over text, to be honest, because this is more of an embellishment cluster than a title or anything like that. So I'm really happy with how that looks. I just wanted to pull something possibly over to that side just to balance it out a little bit, but couldn't quite really get anything to work with that. So then I was like, yep, let's take that wording off, because then I had too many words over that side. And thought, nope, this is going to be perfect to add that palm tree in. So I now want to balance it out and put another wood veneer there. And so I'm going to use a wood veneer arrow, and that's just going to be a case of building a cluster down at the bottom just so it's not sort of floating in midair, and then it's got 3 bits of wood veneer, which is just going to help everything balance up. And I'm using some of the smaller die cuts from the die cut pack as well. So once that's all stuck down, I'm just using my wet glue with my brush applicator, and I'm just sticking that down, and I cut the end of that label, and again just sticking it down into that cluster. So actually that palm tree works much better on there than the words, because there was too many words over that side. And I really like how that all kind of worked out in the end. I'm not sure what here, I think some things fell from my desk and I was just moving a few bits around. So I apologise for that, I possibly could have cut this out. But I did then find my glue dot which I wanted, and that's just enabled me to stick a few bits down, but everything is so precariously balanced on my desk, it quite easily falls down if you move anything. So I'm just putting some, what are they called? Enamel dots. And I'll just use some silver glittery ones, because that's just going to pick up the grey in the background as well. And so now I just want to put a title on here. As I said, this is not a deep and meaningful layout, so I'm going to start looking through the sticker sheets that came with this collection. These are the word labels which came on the alpha sheet, and again I'm just filling a few little gaps in with them as well, and that's a great thing. They're a great size for just filling in little gaps. So I wanted to use the large word off the sticker sheet, which again was a photo-realistic word, and it is the word hello. I'm just laying a bit of paper down there just to help me layer this up. And again, as I said, it kind of works with the background paper, also being that photorealistic. Also, so just gonna play about trying to get these lined up. And I'm actually really glad I used these, because I was thinking it was one of those things that I was gonna love and not be able to use, but I did end up using it up, so that's a real bonus. I'm now looking for my other alphas because I want to put the word sunshine. And again, I like using repetition of words on my layout. As you know, as I said, it's something I do quite a lot. And so this is one of the alphas that came on that 12x12 alpha sheet. So you got 3 alphas and then those little word phrase stickers. So I'm just going to put that down there at the bottom, and again it's going to pick up the other turquoise elements on the page, and it actually stands out. Even though it's a small font, it stands out really well on that background paper. So I mounted my photo in just a piece of orange cardstock, and I'm going to mount the whole layout in that as well. That's something that you'll see me do in probably 90% of my layouts. I've actually done a few recently for the online Chamel crop, which I didn't video, but not many of them were double mounted. It was a little bit strange for me, but I didn't double mount everything. So yeah, this is the cardstock, just going to mount that up. I ended up ripping the paper, annoyingly, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to mend that with a little bit of washi tape, and to be honest, you can't really see it once the layout's on there. So that is it for this layout. I said I want to apologise and say there was a gap in my videos because of the cable and stuff. So I haven't actually done any scrapbooking for over a week now. I really need to get back on that. I've just been doing loads and loads of crochet and just finding that really, really relaxing. So thanks very much, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I will speak to you all again very, very soon. Bye!